For some teams, it's all about winning that championship. Once any sports team wins a title, the next goal is to win many more championships and become a dynasty. Simple stuff, right? However, most championship teams in sports don't become dynasties. They win the 1 or 2 titles but don't dominate much after that. I'm Justin Fraction, and today we take a look at 10 championship teams that should have ended as dynasties. And a big shout out to MidwayMonster 10 for suggesting this video. You are a genius, my friend. Number 10, 1999-2004, St. Louis Rams. Kurt Warner went from a grocery store boy to becoming the greatest quarterback the Rams franchise ever had. He led an offense so dominant that they earned the nickname the greatest show on turf. Warner was a 2-time league MVP, and the offense featured legendary running back Marshall Faulk, as well as 4-time Pro Bowler Isaac Bruce. The Rams would also reach Super Bowl 36, but lost to the New England Patriots. They would fail to reach another big game after that. Number 9, Dirk Nowitzki's Dallas Mavericks. The good news for the future Hall of Famers is Mavericks did win the NBA championship, shocking the 2011 Miami Heat, who were carried by a big three led by LeBron James. But look way back, and this team should have won more. From 2001 to 15, they racked up 12 50-plus win seasons. Despite that, they only reached 2 NBA Finals and won one of them. If it weren't for the San Antonio Spurs or LA Lakers dynasties, perhaps the Mavs would have won more. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Number 8, 2007 to 11 Philadelphia Phillies. During this time frame, the Phillies made the playoffs every year, winning over 90 games on 4 occasions. This lineup featured the NL's best power hitter in Ryan Howard, plus future Hall of Famer Chase Utley. Their stacked rotation included former Cy Young winner Roy Halladay. Also, money playoff pitchers Cliff Lee and Cole Hamels were in the fold. The Phillies won the 2008 World Series but lost to the Yankees in the 2009 Fall Classic. Their 97-win 2010 campaign ended in the NLCS. They then won 102 games in 2011, but were upset in the first round by the St. Louis Cardinals. One title's nice, but there's no reason this stacked roster couldn't have won at least 2 more. Number 7, 96 to 2004 Colorado Avalanche. The Avalanche won the Stanley Cup in 1996 and 2001. They just needed that last one to become a dynasty, but it never happened. This team featured arguably the greatest goalie ever in Patrick Waugh. Also, Hall of Famers Joe Sakic, Peter Forsberg, and Rob Blake carried this powerhouse. But the Avalanche just couldn't muster it. They were eliminated in the playoffs by lower-seeded teams in 97, 98, and 2003. They couldn't get through Detroit in 97 or 2002, nor Dallas in 99 or 2000. Instead, their arch-rivals from Detroit became a dynasty with titles in 97, 98, and 2002. Number 6, 1992 to 97 Toronto Blue Jays. The Blue Jays won back-to-back World Series in 92 and 93. They just needed one more over-the-top few seasons to be a dynasty. Patrick Hentgen was among the top pitchers in baseball throughout the 90s. The Jays also had a bona fide home run slugger in Carlos Delgado. On top of that, 7-time Cy Young winner Roger Clemens took his talents north of the border for a few seasons too. Despite all that talent, the Jays couldn't even make the playoffs. After their 93 World Series, they had to wait 22 years to make the playoffs again. Number 5, 93 to 99 Houston Rockets. Everyone knows this team was carried by the great Hakeem Olajuwon, who made a case for himself as the NBA's second-best NBA player of the 90s after MJ. Mr. Money Shot Robert Horry was one of those stars on the Rockets. Houston would win the 94 and 95 NBA championship. They just needed that last one. However, the Rockets failed to reach the other NBA Finals, as Karl Malone's Utah Jazz spoiled a potential dynasty by beating them in the 97 and 98 playoffs. Number 4, 2002 to 2009 LA Angels. The Angels won the World Series in 2002, beating their interstate rivals, the San Francisco Giants. They would win 5 AL West Division pennants from 2002 to 9, but they just couldn't get over the hump. They were carried by former MVP Vladimir Guerrero during this time. Garrett Anderson was one of the AL's top sluggers, and even Bartolo Colon won the 2005 AL Cy Young. But the Angels would be eliminated 3 times by the Red Sox during this era, and they made just one more ALCS in 2009 when the Yankees eliminated them. Number 3, Brett Favre's Green Bay Packers. Brett Favre brought back the historical dominance of the Packers in the early 90s. From 93 to 2007, the Packers made the playoffs all but 4 seasons. They only reached 2 Super Bowls, though, and they won just one of them. Favre won 3 straight NFL MVPs in 95, 96, and 97. After winning Super Bowl 31, the Packers lost to the heavy underdog Denver Broncos in the following Super Bowl. Favre had just one more chance to deliver another title to Titletown in 2007, but his costly interception in the NFC Championship game would help send the New York Giants to Super Bowl 42 instead. Number 2, 1991 to 2001 Pittsburgh Penguins. The Pittsburgh Penguins were a model organization in the 90s. They made the playoffs every year, and of course they won the Stanley Cup in 91 and 92. This Penguins of the 90s featured 7 Hall of Famers, Mario Lemieux arguably the greatest player ever. And how about Jaromir Jagr, who's in his mid-40s and still playing? Oh yeah, and there was Ron Francis, who's 5th all-time in scoring. He was pretty good too. But the powerhouse Penguins never reached another finals with this core. What could have been? And number 1, 2002-10 Indianapolis Colts. Peyton Manning is among the best quarterbacks ever, maybe the best ever. His 5 NFL MVPs, countless records, and 2 Super Bowls support that theory. From 2002 to 2010, the Colts won double-digit games each year, and they always made the playoffs. More incredibly, from 2002 to 2009, they won at least 12 games each season. The Colts won Super Bowl 41 under Manning, but that was it. The legendary Bill Belichick and his mastermind defense sent Manning packing in the 2003 and 2004 playoffs. The Colts missed a costly field goal in the 2005 AFC Divisional Round, and Manning's special teams failed him in Super Bowl 44 against the New Orleans Saints. Many refuse to call the Sheriff the GOAT because his 2 rings are overmatched by other quarterbacks who have won 4 like Brady and Montana. It's not all Peyton's fault, but the Colts were too good and too consistent to only come away with 1 ring. What other sports champions should have become dynasties? Join us in the comments below. If you liked this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps us out a ton and we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to Total Pro Sports though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.